It is Wealthy Friday. Hold on. Go to that Bible verse. James 1:17. Alexa, pause the music. Good morning. Buenos dias. You know what I'm saying? We in the same. So look, go to James 1:17. So we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Okay? So James 17. Hold on. Let me tell y'all something. So look. Somebody sent me a post yesterday, right? And the post that they sent me was very interesting, right? So basically, it's kind of collective at this point that we are all having the same message of like everybody got their own path. People can't, it's going back to what I was saying, how people just can't hear what you saying, like just all types of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? All that's just, it's collective right now. You know what I'm saying? People really don't. It goes back into what I was saying, how people don't have the mental and physical capacity, emotional capacity. That reading that I did about Speak Up, that's a collective energy at this point. People don't have the mental and emotional capacity, right? And since Scorpio season was about mental health, I hope y'all remember this. Scorpio season, I told you at the beginning of the season, was about mental health, okay? And we're realizing that the mental health, it goes to the fact that people don't have that mental and emotional capacity to be able to hold all the information that's going on right now, okay? And collectively, that's why I keep trying to tell y'all, like, don't worry about people. Like, don't let them stress you. Don't let them don't do all that. Like, just don't do all that, because they don't know. They don't know. That's why I keep trying to say it like they're idiots, And some of them, they've had the opportunity to gain the mental clarity, and they just haven't. They just haven't, okay? There's a lot of people that don't want to. They don't want to gain the mental capacity. They don't want to learn. They don't want to grow. They don't want to do none of that shit, okay? I'm trying to tell y'all. So it's like, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. We are literally going, like, and why this is so big is because, ow, shit. Oh, shit, that hurts. Why this is so major is because we're in the physical aspects of things, right? So when we were in the spiritual, I mean, we kind of like knew people were going through battles, and we knew we was going through battles, and we knew like the world was going through a whole spiritual battle, you know what I'm saying? And that was something that was more eternal, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I kept trying to tell y'all, they were deteriorating from the inside out. Not the outside in, inside out. Because we was in the spiritual part. So spiritual, that's why I said y'all don't know people's spirit. Now y'all can start seeing people's aura, and you can start seeing their energy a lot more than ever. You can look them in their eyes, and you can tell, like, you are the devil, Jesus Christ. Okay? And that's something very important. Very important. Very important. Okay? So what I'm realizing is, and I told y'all that a lot of people was going to start talking more about God. Like, it's just going to be in their vocabulary now to be like, God this and God that and God this and God that. And I just was like, ooh. The fake prophets was already at an all-time high, baby. It's gotten now to where it's ridiculous. It ain't even about fake prophets no more. It's just people in general that just got God's name in their mouth. And Lord have mercy. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. The Lord's name should not be in your mouth like that, because the way you are not a representation of the Lord is crazy, and you're trying to make it seem like you are, and that's just not what's happening right now, right? So why I'm saying all this is because yesterday Mercury went into Sagittarius, okay? If you know some down things about Sagittarius, and when I say down, when I say down, I just mean the cons of Sagittarius, some things that they have to learn. Sagittarius got a thing about thinking that they are always right, because they see things from a higher perspective. So if they see it from a higher perspective, they think that they see it like a giraffe. So where they think we see shit like an elephant, or like they think that they see shit like a bird. We're giraffe, Sagittarius are birds. They feel like they can be all in the sky, so therefore if they're all in the sky, they can show they know everything. Okay? When I tell y'all, that is people's perspective on life right now, and it's real bad. Real bad. Okay? Like, real bad. Mercury now being in Sagittarius is going to really have people openly and honestly speaking in ways, and very confidently. God keeps saying they're very confident by the way that they speak. You know, Sagittarius is very cocky. They're very confident in by the way that they speak. And that's why the last 2 months we keep talking about wisdom. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Wisdom is the key to success. Wisdom is this. Wisdom is that. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Because I told y'all, wisdom comes from accountability. You can only speak in a wise way because you've taken accountability for where you're wrong. You can only speak on some shit and have wisdom because you've taken accountability for your part of it. So how are people so wise and they lack accountability? How are you giving advice and you lack accountability? How are you doing that? So this morning, first of all, I woke up at least like two or three times this morning. I woke up at 4. I woke up at 4 something. Then I woke up at 5 something. And then I finally woke up at 9 something. And when I was on TikTok this morning, all lives kept popping up. Not a lot of posts. People's lives kept popping up. And everybody live that was popping up was just a talking and talking and talking and talking. And so, you know me, for some reason, God just said, just stop and listen. So this one person came up and I could see the cloud of his aura. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my soul cousins last night, and she brought him up that she knew of him previously. And she was like, she had a bad vibe about him, bad energy, right? And I was like, who is it? So I looked it up yesterday. Why the fuck he the first person that popped up on my live this morning? And he on there, he just a God this and God that and God this. And he got the Bible in his hand and he doing all types of things with the Bible. And then I go to somebody else's live. They have the cards. Not saying it's the cards that's the issue, but they was just talking, and then they start saying God too. I said, but I checked the aura. I checked the energy. Didn't feel too bad. It just was kind of weird. Like, why everybody talking about God right now? All right, so boom. Keep scrolling. A minister comes up, right? And this is Sharonda. This is that lesbian couple. One lady, she owned the clothes, and the other lady's the minister. I love them. Let me just go ahead and put that out there. I love them. Sharonda, I don't know, but I love them, right? So, she was on there. She was talking about God. She had the Bible, whatever. Scrolled another one. Another person was talking about God. I said, well, it seemed like Pastor OG needs to get on live, because we got some weird energy this morning on the Wealthy Friday, I feel. And people always wonder why I say Wealthy Fridays, because that's something you need to change your vocabulary into saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, rich is cute. Wealthy is power. Wealth is power. So having a wealthy spirit is just about at the same equivalence to having wealth and money. So yesterday, I said on my live about having, like, how life is a bitch and how you need to take care of your bitch, right? Yes. That you need to take care of your life, take care of life like it's a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of women, sometimes I want you guys to think about if you did like women. Because that's why I was trying to tell a lot of women, you fantasize about women. Because if you wouldn't treat a woman how you would want to be treated, you don't really like them. You don't really respect them. Because that means you don't respect yourself. See, I don't treat women in a way of degrading them. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. Even if I don't, want to date them, if I ever courted one, I'd be very respectful. I'd treat her how I would want to be treated. That's why I know a lot of women just be fantasizing over women. Because you wouldn't think to, ask her how she's doing, tell her she looks pretty. To just having that type of rapport with them, you wouldn't do that. You see what I'm saying? And that's the equivalence that I'm figuring out that people have with God. Like, you fantasize about God. You wouldn't really sit down and have a conversation with him and talk to him about something and keep it real with him, because you're too busy in this fantasy world. That's why we keep seeing all these girls or people on TikTok saying things like, I'm not the average church girl. Sometimes I still struggle with cursing and all that. And I still want y'all to get that shit out y'all mind. Like, I still want y'all to get that chip off y'all shoulder, because a word is a word. What's the intent behind the word? One thing I always tell people I have to work on is I call people bitches and hoes. But I'm working on that. Because it's just, so I just talk like that. But I'm trying to work on that so people understand that, not a lot of people might take that the same way. So I realized that is what's going to happen now that Mercury is in Sagittarius. There's going to be this big uproar with how people speak, what they speak about, and how confidently they're speaking of the situation. Okay. So as you guys know, the House of Representatives is now in the Republicans. This is where this is going to affect us in ways in the world. Okay. I need everybody to pay attention. The government house is red now. Okay. We have to vote. Okay, we have to vote on certain things, if you feel called to vote. If not, whatever, I don't care. But the way people have this power behind what they feel, see? And since Venus and Mercury are in Sagittarius, there's this, alliance that's forming, okay? The people are supposed to be expanding the way they feel about things. Okay, see, this is the part of Sagittarius season that I know people are not going to understand. These chakras are activating for expansion. That's why your psychic abilities have heightened. I told y'all about that. You might start seeing shadows and shit. Don't let people make you seem like it's just the devil. That's not. That literally could be an ancestor walking by you to go sit down somewhere. That literally could be a spirit guide going from the back door to the front door to make sure the whole thing is safe. Just calm down, okay? Or you start seeing more different numbers now. You've upgraded. I told y'all, angel numbers, that 444, 333, 111, that was really basic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the dreams. Let's talk about the dreams for a second. Heavenly Father above. When I tell you, every single time I woke up, went to sleep, it was a dream. It was so vivid, I can remember every little part of it. I can remember every little part of every dream, and they were so real. When your dreams are like that and you don't seem like you're in a foggy situation, you now understand that you can move through dimensions. There's a part of you that's living in a certain dimension. There's another part of you that's living in another dimension. Does this really matter for this dimension? No. But do you need to be consciously aware of what's going on? Yes. Do you need to pay attention because sometimes different scenarios in those dimensions are scenarios that could occur in this? Yes. Okay, do you need to pay attention to the symbolism behind some of them dreams? Yes. Yes. Now, all of them are important. Some of them is just, I don't want to say entertainment, but it's kind of entertainment because it's in another dimension. So you just watching yourself in another dimension, live another life. But do you need to be paying attention to certain things? Yes. Very much so. Very much so. Okay? Now that we're in Sagittarius season, well, not really, but we'll be there in a couple of days. Now that we're there, this is expanding, so this can expand. So this can expand. These are expanding, so this can release things, and this can release things, and this can release things. Why do y'all think they always say what you speak about is where your heart is? Like, you speak about you talk about what your heart is full of. Your throat speaks of what your heart is full of. We've gone through, we're finally going through the rest of this little, we're going through the rest of this little movement between all 7 of them, right? And it's crazy how in Sagittarius season, we have no physical chakras. No physical chakras. None of them. The physical ones are solar, sacral, and root. We're only focusing on the spiritual, which is heart, throat, third eye. I don't know about anybody else, but that makes me extremely scared. You know why? And not scared like, oh my God, I'm so scared. It makes me nervous because you're understanding people's spirit is not in the right place. And you're going to get bamboozled because how they speak, how they articulate themselves, how knowledgeable they sound, intellectual that they sound, is going to make you be like, oh, well, I can listen to this and I can feel like this and I can rock with this and I vibe with this. And something about the energy will be off. But see, since they are physically representing what they're speaking about, it would make you feel like this is the right thing. It's not. I need y'all to pay attention. This is serious. This is very serious. Very serious. Because this is affecting us in every single way. And since we're in the North Node of Taurus, the out of context has now gone from a minimum to a maximum. And see, we're going to be, Venus and Mercury are going to be in Sagittarius up until a little bit after Neptune goes out of retrograde. Okay? And when Venus and Mercury go into Capricorn, that's where you're going to realize that people's empires are going to fall. Things are going to crash. Relationships are going to crash. Businesships are going to crash. Like, it's crashing because right now there's going to be a battle of the ego. See, so one of my soul cousins was like, it's crazy that OGE backwards is ego. So as I woke up from my sleep this morning, God says ego is evolving gracefully over time. And I was like, what? He said ego is evolving gracefully over time. And I said, oh, now that's going to kick some people's ass, right? Because with the first word being evolving, the second word being gracefully, and then what's going to slap the shit out of people is the over time. Because gracefully is an adverb. An adverb describes an action. See, that's the part of ego that really fucks people up. They forget the action behind the ego is actually necessary. It's more of the how you do it. So the definition of gracefully says, in an attractively elegant way. In an attractively elegant way. What are people going to be missing in Sagittarius season? The attractively. People are going to do a lot of things that are going to completely turn people off. Things they're going to say all of a sudden is something about the energy is going to turn people off completely. I see a lot of switcheroos with worlds right now. Right now, social media is going through a whole switcheroo because it's going to turn people off. The biggest highlight you guys are going to see more about is on TikTok is, well, not just TikTok, but no, God says, yes, TikTok. Right now, TikTok has to go through a little bit of a switcheroo. TikTok is owned by, is it an Asian company? I don't know. But they're owned by people that see value in color instead of seeing value in purpose. That's a Sagittarius trait of always thinking that they know something. We are going to see right now in the world, what we're going to see is we're about to watch the process of physical and spiritual flip. So where people saw more value in physical things, they now got to see value in spiritual things. And it's not spiritual as in like, you know, cars and shit like that. We're literally talking about people's spirit here, people. Like, we're literally talking about the soul within people. We're talking about the soul within people. We're about to switch. It's very heartbreaking. I will say, it is very heartbreaking because when you do see certain content creators that get more love and get more, you know, they get more views, they get more likes, it can be discouraging. But see, I had to sit down and think about where this was going. And I was like, well, God, what's going on? Because at this point, I'm ready to just go ahead and dip on TikTok and go, you know, whatever. He said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I want you to just start investing in other platforms right now. I want you to start investing in other platforms because right now I'm trying to take them all through a wash. I said, but why are you taking them to a wash now? You know what I'm saying? Because I had my momentum going. God says, you got to understand. You remember how I told you I'm about to take y'all back so I can push y'all forward. He said, so why do you think, I tweeted this a couple weeks ago. I said that before Sagittarius season, y'all needed to find y'all 2 more platforms to do things on. Y'all need to find y'all 2 more outlets to create your shit. I told y'all need to find 2, and he said 2. Because when he said 2, he said that was considered double portion. And I was like, oh my God. So now the girl is on Facebook and the deacons, the aunties, the uncles, all types of people is liking my shit. They sharing it. And let me tell you this. I'm literally seeing where people are realizing the value between the physical and the spiritual. Where they're no longer seeking the value through the color. They just like what's being said. It's something about the spirit. It's something about the spirit. Because, see, I got more of them sharing my things than us. And that's not against us, but that was a shock to me. Because, see, on here, predominantly, I got these people on my side. But see, but over there, I'm reaching them. You see what I'm saying? God says you got to understand. And see, Facebook is an OG. Facebook is an OG. Facebook been around forever. So God says, start over there. You're gonna see it start over there first. And when you see it start over there first, don't worry. See, TikTok was the last app. TikTok was the last. Think about the apps. Think about how they went. I need y'all to think about this for real. We went from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter, Instagram, whatever, to TikTok. We aren't having a drought right now. We're going through a transformation. I realize that there's only going to be 8 days of Capricorn season in December, and then we'll be in the next calendar year. So only 8 days worth. Yep, they're trying to get rid of Twitter too, because Twitter is the words. See, people can't figure out the tone through the words. See, people read things in the way of their perspective. This is why I told y'all people read the Bible and they be trying to interpret the Bible different. So they're trying to get rid of Twitter because, see, Twitter, you can't understand if the words are actually this way or that way. You can't figure out if people are trying to come at people or not. You don't know if they're trying to educate or insult. You can't figure it out. So therefore, let's cut it all across the board. Since we as people cannot take ownership of how we perceive things, let's just shut it down completely. And that's not going to work. That's why everything that has to do with your voice being heard needs to go ahead and be put out. Everything with your voice that needs to be heard has to be put out. So I had put this up. I had told everybody that text or whatever, right? And I told them, I said, look, I got a soft launch for you. They was like, oh my God, what is it? Everybody's texting me like, yeah, like show us, tell us, what is it? I said, I published a short story. Everybody's like, wait, what? You what? I said, I published a short story. God told me it was time to take the creative writing that I use to help me heal, to help me purge emotions, to help me purge out things. He said, I need you to go ahead and now put that there because, see, you're going to have a lot of people that need things to interest and stimulate their mind. A lot of people listen to my podcast, and I get it still shocks me. It still shocks me to hear my voice on podcasts. But he said, you remember when you said RIP the podcast back in July? And I said, yeah. He said, it's about that time to go ahead and set up for their funerals. I said, what? He said, it's about that time. See, I needed a lot of y'all to get comfortable. And some of you guys are on that second wave, so don't think you missed it. You didn't miss it. Trust me. You know, I'm ahead of the game, so I can tell you how to do it. That's all. He said it's about that time to go ahead and go to their funerals of these other podcasts because, see, I need y'all to shine. See, every podcast starts one way and then it migrates to another. See, but the part that they always miss is, you know, it's the same thing with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels always was talking about that. See, it seemed how the transformation came in between him trying to educate into him being in the public eye. God says, see, you see how the value has transformed? I'm about to transform the value to where it's not going to be physically pleasing anymore. It has to be spiritually pleasing. Thank you. And to be spiritually pleasing means that you would actually have to have some type of understanding. You wouldn't be able to You're not going to have to be adjusting what you said, because I told y'all, any misunderstanding, miscommunication, anything that was missed comes from a contradiction. Anything that was missed comes from a contradiction. Thank you. So there isn't going to be any misinterpretations about what people say in their podcasts, and there isn't going to be miscommunication, and there's not no miss anything. If you misinterpret what somebody says, 9 times out of 10 is because something that they said and how you feel is a contradiction. Because see, you're already contradicting yourself because you're talking out of ego. If ego means to be evolving gracefully over time, I put money on this shit. There are people that are missing the second part of gracefully, and then some people are evolving gracefully, and then they decide to stop so they don't do it over time. There are people that literally get to the point where they feel like, well, my ego has evolved. I don't have to deal with this. This doesn't bother me anymore. I don't want to worry about this anymore. So then they handle things with grace. Strutting their shit, thinking they know something. And then they forget the overtime, and then they realize that you still got the same type of ego from 2012. We in 2023. There are so many more communities that are open. There are so many more women that speak with power. There are so many men that are more emotional. There's so much expansion that happens that continues to evolve. And how I know it continues to evolve is because every single time we get to Sagittarius season, there's all this new beginnings, this new energy, new opportunities. That's why I kept telling you about them homosexuals. That's why I kept telling you about them opportunists. Because see, what I realized is by the time we get to Pisces season, everything gets cut. Everything dies off. People start fucking with people. But see, what the issue is when we get to Pisces season is a lot of people can't deal with confrontation. See, we get back to that word confrontation again. Because you don't have enough foot power in the ground that you stand in to say, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is why I want to do this, and this is why I don't want to do this. It's very simple. But see, that's a Pisces trait of being very indecisive. From Sagittarius to season to Pisces season, that's about a what? 1, 2, 3. That's like what, 3 seasons? 4 months? Right? November to December, December to January, January to, yeah. That's why Valentine's Day is very heartbreaking for people. Valentine's Day this year is going to be very heartbreaking for people because a lot of people are going to realize that they don't really love you like that. And since we've been having these themes in other months, a lot of people are starting to realize. So it was Valentine's Day in October, I think. I think that was one of the things that I said. Or it was like Christmas in July. And see, a lot of people don't understand what that means because there was a lot of Jupiter energy going on. There's a lot of Jupiter energy going on, which is Sagittarius and Pisces energy. Since, what was that? Libra season was, Virgo. Sorry, Virgo's first. Since Virgo was the physical body, Libra was the inner child, Scorpio season was the higher self, and now Sagittarius season is all three together. I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to now play out. Because people have evolved mentally, physically, and everything like that. So, but what I told people is, as the more your heart expands, your throat expands, and your third eye expands, you do realize that now gives you open room to have things be put into that might not that shouldn't be there. That's what's going to cause us a lot of issues in this season. The opportunist energy is definitely going to clog up some pipes. Because you've never actually had this much room to have your heart open, to receive this amount of love, to receive this amount of knowledge. A lot of people are having different type of conversations. You wasn't having conversations like this last year. You wasn't able to articulate some of those feelings that you were feeling last year. You've never been able to talk about some of the things that you've been able to talk about with people that truly can comprehend it. At the beginning of Scorpio season, I told you there was a thing about people not being able to comprehend. It ain't that they ain't listening. They can't comprehend. They don't know. So think about that. Go get that fucking mullein leaf. Whew. Go get that mullein leaf. Go get it. Just go get it. Lord, thank me later. Jesus Christ. My lungs feel open. I feel like the more my lungs feel open, I feel like the more oxygen of like okay, so I feel like since I told people to get that liquid or whatever, I feel like my lungs are being detoxed, and I've never really looked at my lungs like, how can I explain this? Like, I mean, I've never really like paid attention to my lungs like that. Like, you know, I know not to smoke cigarettes, and you know what I'm saying, I know to do this, but something about the way my lungs are being like released and cleansed, it's making me have a lot of clarity here. I'm getting more clarity through here because see, your nose is your intuition, and you breathe in, and what is it? You breathe in oxygen, and you exhale, whatever. I don't know. Don't get me to lying. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that part in health class, but whatever they were saying about how you breathe in shit, you breathe out, I'm realizing that this also has to do with information, because your nose is what the Lord uses as your intuition. I know I always be like, oh, my nose is itching because I be on this shit. Okay, boom. Thank you. For the people that really paid attention in school, I just got to commend you. Exhale carbon dioxide. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so you breathe in oxygen, and that's what I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like that because as I'm exhaling a lot of things, I touch a lot of shit just coming out. It's just coming out. It's just coming out. It's just coming out. You know, I had a dream. Did this shit happen in a dream? It did. In the dream, I remember I blew my nose, and I was telling the dude, whoever was the dude, and I was like, go get me some tissue. I gotta blow my nose. It was just, it's not everywhere. Like everywhere. It had all just came out, like everything. There's this purging that happened. And then in my sleep, I remember like I guess mucus had came down in my throat, and I spit in my dream, and a bitch almost spit in person. All of a sudden, I felt like this spit right here. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? I woke up like, oh, what the fuck? There is this cleansing of the lungs, and the lungs is ruled by Gemini. Since Mars retrograde is still in Gemini, and it will be up until January, there's this purging. And it's funny how, you know, you got two lungs. Geminis are the twins. One of your lungs is dark energy. The other of your lungs is light energy. The dark energy of your lungs, which is the shadow side of you, Jesus Christ, it is trying to get out everything. That's why more people, now that we getting cold, they got to stop smoking tobacco. You have to stop. If you smoke weed, I'm not going to say stop smoking weed, but you have to stop smoking it out of tobacco, like expeditiously. You have to. You got to find you some papers. You go get you some raw cones. I'm trying to tell you, y'all have to right now, because the physical aspect of us is really affecting, like, let me just go ahead and let y'all know. If you know people that's getting sick right now, it has nothing to do with the world. It's them. It's them in circumstances. It's them in what they're dealing with. Stop that vaping. I keep trying to tell y'all, that's an epidemic crack pipe that's got y'all by the chokehold, that vaping. They literally took y'all Rellos and they made it into a cute little smell good machine. Stop that vaping. Please, Jesus. Please, Jesus. I've never seen so many vapes all over the world in my life. Stop that shit. It's not good for you. Stop. Please, 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 please. You see how you saying it's hard? Something that is not even, something that don't even give you no type of energy is hard for you to let go. That's a crack pipe. You're a crackhead over a vape. And it's just crazy how people buy them from the damn store in 3s, 5s. Oh, she vaped while she was pregnant. Oh, Heavenly Father above. What is wrong with you bitches? Y'all, clear out the lungs. The lungs have to do with the Gemini energy. Gemini is in Mars. It's your get up and go. So as you are breathing in oxygen, you're breathing in knowledge, power, all types of shit. This is getting serious. And this got something to do with, hold on. I got to read the Bible verse of the day, which is James 1:17. Hold on, because that got something to do with what I'm talking about. Oh, okay, so the Bible verse today came from James 1:17. Every good gift and every perfect present comes from heaven. It comes down from God, the creator of heavenly lights, who does not change or cause darkness by turning. Do y'all hear that? Every person that smoke vapes, they all got some type of like sinus issues. They all got some type of mucus and shit always in their thing. They always coughing or their nose always running or they always sound congested or some shit. People that vape always sound congested. They always sound like something going on up there, like they need to blow their nose or spit out some type of, you know what I'm saying? Because it's clogging this. People that vape or people that smoke hookah like all the time, they always got some type of like something with their nose. Anybody that has any type of congestion with your nose, it's your sinuses. Your third eye is being expanded. You need to be paying attention. Yes, your third eye is being expanded. So if your third eye is being expanded, you're really allowing, think about it. You're allowing unnecessary things, energy, people, places, and things to clog up your sinuses. What do you suggest to replace with that's healthy? I sell smokable herbs. I don't care to use this as a marketing tool or a marketing time, but I sell smokable herbs. Now you don't have to buy it from me, you know, that's cool. I don't care. That's not really my decision. But I literally have pre-rolled herbs in raw cones and in herbal cigarettes. I literally have them already pre-rolled in raw cones or herbal cigarettes. The herbal cigarettes are an organic filter. There's no tobacco in none of these. Organic filter. Aren't you still smoking them and putting junk in your lungs? What you think you inhaling? Smoking in general is going to cause you some type of things with your lungs. But you're not smoking anything of a bad product. It's all holistic. It's all healthy. Literally, you're not smoking anything bad. Rose petals, lavender, St. John wort. You know what I'm saying? You're not smoking anything that is, and you can drink it as well. Now, I don't like it to drink it because I'm really like a Southern sweet tea type of girl. So, you know, I think it's very bitter, and I don't like to add a lot of honey. That's just me. I'm still getting into teas and stuff like that. What does herbs feel like? So different herbs do different things. somebody asked me if they smoke weed, what is an equivalent herb that I sell that they like? I said Fairy Diesel. I like Fairy Diesel and I like Big Homie Dream. Those are the two that I can literally like compare to weed. See, the only thing about weed, the only thing different between weed and herbs that I'm realizing is herbs give you a very natural type of high and buzz. Weed makes you stuck. So when I do smoke weed, I don't be stuck. Like now that I smoke it for entertainment, I'm actually very energized on it. I don't know, maybe it's the type of weed that I was smoking, but I'm very energized. Like I remember one time I smoked and damn near cleaned the whole house, damn near moved out a whole bunch of shit. I was geeked as shit, just moving shit. Where I used to smoke and literally just sit in the bed and eat a whole bunch of snacks. I started doing a thing where I would mix in my weed and I would mix in my herbs. That Fairy Diesel do it for me every time. It do it for me every time. I can't even act like it don't. It do it for me every time. People that don't even smoke weed get to get them a little, you know, a little something. I'm trying to tell y'all it helps because the Lord says, see, let me tell y'all something. What's your view on alcohol? Not too much. I don't drink. Now, do I like to get lit? But I feel like you need to be in the right headspace to be drinking, and you need to be around the right people to be drinking. You know, I realize that God don't got no problem with a little turn up. He really don't mind a little turn up. He don't mind a good little mimosa. He don't mind a good little, you know, a little margarita. You know, a shot every now and then. But what I'm realizing is the Lord really has an issue with who you're doing it with, what type of energy you're in. If you're going on a vacation with your man and y'all are going to drink, I feel like the Lord promotes that. If you going on a trip with friends that you don't like and you're drinking, the Lord frowns upon that. Because you do realize that whatever your state of mind is when you're drunk, that's your truth. That's why I told you a drunk man never told no lie. Somebody drunk don't never lie. So if they say things like, oh, I was drunk, I didn't mean that. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. You meant that wholeheartedly. The way people act when they're drunk, that's them. If somebody gets drunk and they try to fight you, they've wanted to fight you from the beginning of time. Pay attention. So the verse of the day comes from the section of testing and tempting. God says, happy are those who remain faithful under trials, because when they succeed in passing such a test, they will receive as their reward the life which God has promised to those who love him. If we are tempted by such trials, we must not say, this temptation comes from God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, and he himself tempts no one. But we are tempted when we are drawn away and trapped by our own evil desires. Then our evil desires conceive and give birth to sin. And sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. Do not be deceived, my dear friends. Every good gift and every good present, perfect present comes from heaven. It comes down from God, the creator of heavenly lights, who does not change or cause darkness by turning. By his own will he brought us into being through the word of truth. So that we should have first place among all his creatures. The part that already gets me is when he says, then our desires conceive and give birth to sin. And sin, when it's full grown, gives birth to death. Then the part where he says, for God cannot be tempted by evil, and he himself tempts no one. When I hear people say things like, oh my God, people are throwing magic on me, I know they're throwing magic. You already are so far from the Lord, then I don't know what to tell you. Why would God's children think that anybody that could throw something magically would affect us? Why, when you do certain things, you thought God did that? You thought God told you to do that? Huh? Y'all gotta pay attention. Even when God expands, so does the devilish spirit. But see, here's the difference when God expands. When God expands, he expands in strength. As the devil expands, he expands to weakness. That's why the devil normally hits people harder when it's multiple people. But see, that's because people are stronger in twos than ones. So if you fall victim to the devil amongst other people, then you need to know that you are spiritually weak. I had a reading for Sagittarius a couple months ago that I told Sagittarius, y'all was fucking weak in the knees. Y'all was spiritually weak in the fucking knees. Your fucking horse legs was weak in the knees. You was weak in the knees. You buckled up every single time that the devil came to you. You straight buckled up. You straight bowed down. You straight laid down. Sagittarius had to get over them being weak in the knees. That's why they have to conquer their flesh. If a Sagittarius doesn't conquer their flesh, they will always be into some devilish shit. Always. You got to stand up. We about to see how many people are very spiritually weak in the knees. And I'm trying to tell you, as the devil expands, he gets weaker. So please don't think. People that have a big platform, and I know that they are a devilish spirit, everybody on their collective is weak. Let me say it again. Even for the people that I know are very devilish, that's why their entire collective is weak. Because the devil expanding, and that's why people that have devilish spirits normally always try to cast down on others. They always trying to manipulate the situation into it being like well, if you don't fuck with me, you never winning. What? Who said that? Who said that? That's why people that have devilish spirit always makes it seem like if you ain't rocking with them, you are losing. That's why I always say you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to buy shit from me. I don't care who you buy the shit from. But whoever you buy it from, just make sure that energy connection is right. I'm going to make money regardless. So it's not really that big of a deal. But I need to pass the information along. People that would need that type of things, they would say, if you don't buy from them, you ain't shit. You don't listen to them, you ain't shit. That doesn't seem like a very godly thing to do, don't you think? That doesn't seem like a very godly thing to do, don't you think? See, what I'm realizing is all presents come from the Lord. All gifts come from heaven. So if they come from heaven, they don't change regardless if they have one person, $1, $1 million, $1 billion. They don't change it doesn't matter if they are seen, unseen, or foreseen. They never seem to change. Sagittarius season is about to show y'all people's change. All of a sudden, I just feel a lot of people are going to be real turned off by people. Something about them is going to be turned off. See, a lot of people know Sagittarius to be very adventurous. A lot of people are going to be adventuring with their self-worth, with their value. They're going to be adventuring with their thoughts and what they learn and what they teach about, what they talk about. You know, it's not going to be a shocking thing when you have friends that start talking about different things and stuff like that. The shocking part of it is going to be of how strongly they feel about what they are talking about. You ever met somebody that, you know what I'm saying, they start to glow up or they start to grow, and then all of a sudden it's like I don't really do that anymore. So like, I don't really eat there anymore. So like, that's really nasty. Yeah, I don't really do that anymore. So like, like girls that get married and all of a sudden they talking down to all their single friends. Girls that have a baby, all of a sudden they talking down to all the people that don't have babies. Well, you know, I'm a mother now, so like mothers really don't do that. What? I'm Christian now, so like I can't really listen to that hip hop music. Like that's really the devil. Oh God, that is such the devil's energy. I have literally evolved from that. Watch those people this season. I want y'all to watch those people. I want to make sure y'all watch those influencers, because some of the people that y'all watch on YouTube and TikTok and listen to in y'all podcast, they are going to have this shift in them, and they're not even going to remember. They're not even going to think too much of it. They're not even going to, it's like they're going to be like, what are you talking about? I've always felt like that. What do you mean? Nothing's changed about me. You think so? You think so? You think everything's good now? You think you're good? You know, watch those people this season. There's going to be two groups. It's going to be those, you think you're better than me. And then it's going to be the people that says, no, you think I'm better than you. There's going to be two different groups of people during this season I need everybody to watch out for. Because the way people are going to start switching up their energy is going to be crazy. Those that used to frown upon your spirituality, now they're going to find their spirituality. And when they find their spirituality, they're going to find that they have a very nasty ego. And if ego is something that is evolving gracefully over time, watch the people that are stuck. Watch the people that are going to be stuck at evolving. Watch the people that are going to be stuck at gracefully. Watch those people that don't seem to make it through the complete acronym. You don't expand once. Sagittarius understand that expansion is an everlasting thing. Sagittarius will never, if a Sagittarius stops at a certain point of expansion, they normally hinder themselves. That's where a lot of Sagittarius have to let go of their control issues, because it's very hindering to them that they can expand everlasting. It's a continued cycle. Just keep on evolving, keep on moving. That's why one thing about me, where I have Sagittarius in my chart, I'm always continuously evolving. I go from this group to that group to that group to that group. And every single time I expand in my groups, I never look down on the groups that I've left. I always tell them, may the Lord bless them. I wish them well. Because I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly seeing things. Why would I look down upon them? For what? It might not be in their mind to continue to grow. It might not be in people's spirit to continue to grow. See, I told people I'm trying to be a better version of myself every single day. So you really can't be upset that somebody's trying to grow themselves every day. You might want to grow every month. You might want to grow every 3 months. That's your decision. See, where it causes a lot of conflict is when people feel like, well, I can't keep up. You weren't meant to. Sagittarius, the biggest advice that I can give you guys in Sagittarius season, and I told people, I said, the Sagittarius energy started very early. So let me go ahead and start telling people things to keep them safe. The best advice that I can give to you is you are not supposed to be keeping up with anybody. You are not supposed to be on the same level with anybody. You just happen to be riding at the same speed. But at the very moment they feel like they gotta skirt off, that does not mean you take yourself off cruise control and you speed up with them. You know, a lot of people have a hard time driving in Atlanta because they can't understand the flow of traffic. They don't understand that the left lane is the passing lane and the right lane is the slow lane. It's very simple in Atlanta. When people decide that they want to have their ego bigger than their car, they decide to say, well, I'm going 70. So since I'm going 70, everybody else needs to go 70 in the fast lane. That is against the law. Now, I'm not going to snitch on myself, but I am one of those people that think that the HOV lane is a lane to where you are in sync. See, Atlanta says that you're supposed to be in the HOV lane when you got more people in there. And I think that's quite preposterous because I feel like people in the HOV lane, they got somewhere to go. We don't care about what exits. We don't care about this. We care about getting to where we have to go. See, but there is a rule of the HOV lane that if you are a motorcyclist or you don't have 2 or more people, you can get a ticket. So you play those odds. Sagittarius season gives me, you got to play some odds in Sagittarius season. You got to know what parts of Atlanta to hop in the HOV lane and at what time you hop out of it. You might not want to be in the HOV lane in Gwinnett. You might not want to be in the HOV lane at the little areas right before you get into the city. You might not want to be in them HOV lanes over there. You might not want to be in the HOV lanes where they have cameras to clock that you didn't have 2 people in your car. You might not want to be in them at that time, coming down 85. But when you on 75, you know what I'm saying, you get past the little, Grady or whatever, you might can slide in there. The police ain't really watching like that. They don't really give a fuck. Pay attention. You're going to have to take some very strategic risks. One of the biggest things that I used to tell people is I take very strategic risk. It only seemed risky to you because you didn't think through it. See, I thought through if I was going to fail, if I was going to fly, if I had to maneuver, however it is, I made sure this is going to be a very strategic risk. So it might seem risky to you, but in reality, I've already looked at it front, back, side to side. Sagittarius season gives me, you're going to have to watch things from front, back, side to side because so many people are going to be, so many people are going to be able to sound like they know what they're talking about. They're going to look like they know what they're talking about, and they don't. So you taking a strategic risk and investing in their craft, investing in their things. I tweeted a couple weeks ago, stop buying ebooks from people right now. I know that was a lot. I know that was a little shady, but it's the truth. People are not creating ebooks they're not creating ebooks in the way y'all think they are. People are creating ebooks for money, digital products. They keep seeing the little advertisement on TikTok when people say things like, you know how I live financially free and how I vacation every day? I create digital products. You know how I've been able to rack up 10K a month? Do digital products. You know how I've been able to add an extra $5,000 to my income? Digital products. So a lot of people are producing, it's a lot of massive producing of products that are not actually valuable. And see, when people start getting that digital product money, they start that whole I don't work anymore. You need to buy my ebook so you don't have to work anymore. Somebody told me they bought an ebook from somebody and it was grammatically incorrect. There was words missing. People are not investing in their products anymore. They're just trying to get out anything because people want to know so much. And that's great. That's not the problem. The issue is we have so many people that are taking it upon themselves to put themselves in a teacher role, and you're not the teacher that people need to learn from. Be very cautious who you invest in Sagittarius season. And I told Sagittarius, not everything glitters are gold. Not everything this is going to be a season where y'all understand that. Another thing I'm realizing is we're going to start seeing, we're going to see a lot of pyramid schemes again. I don't know what pyramid schemes that they're about to cook up, but they're about to cook some up. They're about to cook something 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 up. There's pyramid schemes that are, they're trying to cook something up. Another thing I'm about to realize is those vendor lists that a lot of people have, and they've been like this, but just pay attention. A lot of vendor lists, you could go find your own vendors. You can find your own people to do things. Go to Fiverr.com. This is when you're going to actually have to start putting in, like, work. Sagittarius season has a lot of opportunities for you to build an empire. Venus is in Sagittarius. Mercury is in Sagittarius. These are new beginnings. These are new opportunities for you to now start utilizing all your gifts from God. Because as these gifts transform into prosperity, as these gifts start to transform into money, as these gifts start transforming into exposure, the value of you will not change. A lot of you guys are getting very creative with the things that you want to do. You started thinking of things, and your first thing is going to be, I don't know if I want to do that. And your second thing is going to be, I think I'm going to be prosperous at this. This is when you're going to have discernment about what you consider as convenient. I absolutely agree with you. This is when you're going to have to start having discernment about what you decide to pay for convenience. Me, I don't like to really go grocery shopping that much, so therefore I buy my groceries. So I know it costs more. I don't mind paying for that type of convenience. When I order Uber Eats, sometimes I don't want to wait until somebody else drops off an order to drop me off my order. So I'll pay the extra $2 so I can get the priority delivery. That's convenience. For you to go and just pay for a vendor because you want to get to the end goal of what other people are at, that is not what you should do. Google is free. Let me say it again. Google is free. Do you know where they got those from? Google. Do you know where they learned those things from? Google. YouTube is free. Free 99. Pay attention. How long have we been on? An hour and 8 minutes. That's it. That's all I had to tell y'all this morning. That's all I had to tell y'all this morning, because that's what we about to see on this Wealthy Friday. Today's the first Friday that we have Sagittarius energy. Watch people start really be on some real, like, watch. Just watch. Watch. Just watch. 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 Watch the energy. Watch the energy. Watch the energy. Watch the energy shift. Watch the energy shift. Watch the energy shift. Watch the shifts that are happening on social medias. Watch where God wants you to put more effort into things. Watch where God wants you to start going. Watch, 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 watch. I need everybody's eyes open. You know, I said in my my live the other day, I said something. It was an affirmation about the eyes. If my eyes see it, then I know I'm supposed to be doing it. Something that, and I'm going to find it and I'm going to post it. But something that I said about that. Sagittarius, if you've ever messed with a Sagittarius, man, they like to make sure you're taken care of. They like to make sure everything's taken care of. Same thing with Sagittarius women. They got real big energy. They got real big energy. This is when you need to step into that and make sure you take care of life like that. You need to make sure you take care of life in that big energy. I didn't write that one down, I don't think. Let me see. Did I write that one down? Oh, shit. I did. Oh, my God. Look at you. If I see it in my eyes, it's something I'm supposed to do. I did write that down. Look at you. Thank you. My best friend and her birthday next week. Big energy. My Sag boyfriend just said amen when you said that. It's the truth. Sagittarius, that's why a lot of, if you mess with a Sag and he makes sure you straight, he like you. If a Sag don't make sure you straight, if a Sagittarius person don't make sure you straight, they don't like you. They don't like you. If you ain't got your, that's why I don't know if y'all remember, but I remember it was an interview. And JT was like, I tell Santana all the time, Santana need to focus more on his music. Santana need to focus more on his music. Santana need to focus more on his music. Sagittarius tell you when you need to get your shit together. They take care of you. They invest in you because they see the expansion in you. Where can we find the Lilith reading on Geminis? Where can you find it? On YouTube. But I'm not done yet. I literally uploaded like 3 videos yesterday. And I think I uploaded that video. So I got to put the timestamps on it. So just bear with me. That's one of my goals to do today, is to finish the timestamps for that reading. I think it finally uploaded, so I'm going to put the timestamps on it. I'm trying to think. Oh, so somebody brought this to my attention yesterday, and I wanted to bring it to y'all's attention. Y'all need to get some vitamin D, either liquid or pills. Y'all need to get some vitamin D. I've been seeing that on my TL a lot, and then one of my soul cousins, she brought it up as well. When God started bringing up things multiple times, it's because I'm realizing that it's something you need to be taking right now. So Scorpio season, since that was the shift of the 6th house, spiritual health is a really big thing. And so if you feel heaviness in the heart, God says go outside and take a walk. There's not a lot of sun out during the winter times at times. And since daylight savings is here, it gets darker early. So if it gets darker early, that means that you don't have enough illumination to things. So that's why that whole oxygen thing, thank you, Spirit. That's where that oxygen thing comes out. So when you go outside, you take a walk, God says when you're feeling heaviness in your heart, you need to go outside. Because as you inhale oxygen in the air, you exhale that carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is the heaviness that you're feeling inside of your body. You ever got claustrophobic? It's because the circulation of oxygen compared to how much carbon dioxide is being released is not the ratio isn't equal. It's cold outside, but you're going to have to go outside. You're not going to be able to get the energy inside the home. You're going to have to go outside. So put your coat on, put your things on, go outside. I think I don't know if I added the vitamin D to my storefront, but I'm about to add it to my storefront. I'm about to add vitamin D to my storefront because y'all need to go get that. It's not a lot of sun out. God keeps saying it's just not a lot of sun out. You need to go get it. Go get you some vitamin D right now. And, yeah, that's why they always tell you wash your face with cold water. I wash my face with cold water. I think that's it. I don't really have anything else to tell you. I don't think. I'm about to see, do they have liquid drops? They do. Okay. Adding it right now to the storefront. Liquid vitamin D. It's $8.13. I don't want to hear it. You need to start investing in your health. It's very important. God keeps saying it's very important. And then I want you to pay attention to the reviews on the products. See, there's a reason why I'm putting certain brands on my storefront. Why? It's because some of these places, some of these vendors or whatever I'm trying to say, manufacturers, ain't it. It ain't it. It ain't it. Just because it's cheaper you need to buy that. I'm just going to be honest with you. Pay attention. I only put certain brands on there. God is literally having me look it up, pay attention, and read it. You know, I can't just put just random, not no random ones. God keeps saying don't put random ones on there. You need to put the ones that, because a lot of people are about to switch. You guys are going to see a lot of people switch. They're going to switch. And God keeps saying they're going to switch, where certain people that don't need to be selling products, you don't need to get it from them. How do you like the distress pills? I actually haven't bought those. God just told me to put them on there. It popped up on my TL. God told me to put it on there for people. God wants me to find different type of alternatives for everything of like that keeps people relaxed naturally. So if you don't want to smoke, go buy those pills. It's not a big deal. Another thing is, a lot of y'all need to y'all got to get alkaline water. Y'all have to get alkaline water. Y'all have to get alkaline water. Let me say it again. Y'all have to get alkaline water. You have to. Yeah, God told me to go get some. But y'all gonna have to get alkaline water. For real. I don't know what this whole make your own alkaline water. I'll have to do a little bit more research on that, but I don't know. Y'all really need to get it. So I had bought some spring water. Like gallons of water or whatever. And I realized that my water intake for that spring water was very low. Very low. Like normally I can finish a gallon of water in a day. But I was literally drinking like a fourth. Every now and then, maybe a couple sips. It wasn't working. Something about the water right now. The water is bad. You need to get alkaline water, okay? Is Natural Made a good brand? I don't know. I use Alkaline 88. Zen water is good. I don't know what Natural Made is. I don't know if that's something here. I don't know. Only 9.5 or better. Thank you. Well, Alkaline 88 is 8.8, but, you know. Alkaline 10. Core water is a no. I don't know too much about that water. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, that hurt so bad. My motherfucking hip popped. Oh, my hip popped. Oh, and you know Sagittarius is the hips. A lot of y'all need to do a lot of hip work. Ooh, y'all need to do a lot of hip work because there's a lot of emotions tied to the hip. Oh, that hurts so bad. Y'all need to do that. A lot of sacral stretching will help you guys get through Sagittarius season. Okay. So other than that, that's all I have to say. I love you guys. I will see y'all tonight because tonight we're gonna be talking about some things too. So I will see y'all later. I love y'all. The way people are dropping like flies is very interessante. Very interessante. And I don't mean that in a good way. All right, y'all, toodles. If you guys are sick, it's something around you. Keep the nose clear, okay? I'll see y'all later.